What's up, guys? We're running a little late here. We just got to the Capitol grounds. Everything's kind of just super chaotic. We got media. We got, let me see if, I don't know if I can flip the camera around on StreamYard. That's the only problem here. Um, but we have media outlets ready. Everybody preparing. Heather's here. We have Heather. We have Carolyn's over here. We're starting to get, look at this, we got people gathering in. This is awesome. We got the support going, and we are going to get stuff rolling here shortly. It's going to get loud. We have a group of kids coming through. We've got get out the way. Get out the road. Getting run over. We can't hear. Heather's over here in the corner, so we're gonna go over here with Heather. How you doing? Good to see you. Good to meet you finally. Everybody, Heather. Hey, I'm gonna drop this live on StreamYard. I'm gonna join back up here on YouTube because I can't seem to flip my camera with this, and I need to be able to flip my camera. So I will jump off here, and I'm gonna be right back live on YouTube. Stay tuned to my channel. We're watching. We'll be right back. We are live downtown Tennessee, Nashville. In front of the statue of Andrew Jackson here on the Capitol steps as we outlook over Nashville. But we have the news conference getting ready to begin here shortly. It's going to be Reverend Dr. Jeff Hood is going to do the news conference. Hi, Judy. Hey, Goat. Hey, Horv. Thank you guys for coming back over. Sorry about that. I wanted to be able to flip my camera back and forth, and so we can cover all angles of everything. And well, we're just not. Hey, but we have all of the media stations here. As you can see, we have really good coverage, and we're just going to stand back here when we go to the conference and back in behind the camera area and try to get sound. I forgot my mics. I forgot everything. If I would have had my mics, I could have mic'd Jeff, but I forgot my mics, so I will not have him mic today, unfortunately. But I can get sound from the media here later. But we've been getting set up. We got Sierra stayed up all night making these signs, and she did such a great job. Carolyn's got some signs there that let's see, Heather's got some signs that Sierra all night long making these signs, literally all night long. I woke up in the middle of the night, whether I slept, woke up in the middle of the night, and she was still going on these signs. And it's amazing, amazing, amazing. We are broadcasting, I think, Justice Warrior on their channel. Is Abe broadcasting this at all on Death Penalty Action? I don't know either. I haven't talked to Jeff really. And I got my lapel mic so I could mic Jeff for my stuff. So I'm going to have to try to get up there, sneak in around the mic, down around by the bottom of the cameras or something when we do the news conference. Oh, we're getting everything set up, guys. Please bear with us. Sierra, Judy said thank you. Okay, we're going to do it live at 11. Let us know. Awesome. Thank you, Harv. Yeah, sorry I haven't got back to people today, man. It's been insane. It took us 14 and a half hours to get to Nashville. The rain, and it was just horrible weather and roads, and my car does not like the mountains at all. But We made it. We might even make it home. Um, but we made it to Tennessee, and we, like I said, we may make it home. We're gonna try to. Where is? Oh, I was gonna say, but Tristan better have a sign here. We're gonna try to hold a sign and do a live here, so we're gonna multitask. If I drop y'all, I apologize in advance. Hopefully not, because don't have a case on my phone. Yes, got a decent.
I'll try to do it on my face.
I know, that's what I'm doing. Every time I turn the camera, so I flip it this way.
Oh no, I don't even bother trying to hide it. I'm just
it affects my monetization.
Oh, okay.
They can demonetize the video if you're smoking it.
Really?
Yeah. We had some. So we talked to Heather. There is Jimmy behind the sign, Gary's brother, sister-in-law, and then Amy, and Sarah's hiding behind the sign there. She made the sign, so she's trying to hide behind them. She said that she's sleepy. I bet she's been up all night. Yeah, we got everybody going.
Yeah, they moved it because of the sun.
Okay.
So whoever's at the speaker, and they're like, I have something to do.
We need you guys to do a moon around us up on the steps.
Okay. And where is the best to me for sound? Because I did not bring my lapel mics to Mike Jeff. I wonder. We're going up here on the steps, guys, so try to bear with me. We're trying to get instructions and figure out where we go and all. Getting in we're going to be recording the recording. You guys are going to get the back side of the camera. I'm going to try to squeeze actually a little more this way so I can catch some audio from Jeff. We are moments from the press conference here as we get ready. Stick it down the back of your shirt. What, the camera or the sign? It's the sign's huge. I'm not that big, Judy. My shirt ain't that big. That's yeah. She said, stick it down the back of your shirt. And I said, that's not going to work.
Hey, Judy.
Hi, Judy. It's Carolyn. Got everybody going, man. This is awesome. Okay, well, Jeff's not Mike yet. He's over there getting ready to, they're debrief with the reporters because he's the one that's going to do the news conference itself, him and Heather. And she said, hi, sweet Caroline. I'm going to try to get. Oh, I can't do it that way though. I'm gonna not be able to see comments for something because I'm gonna have this kind of in front of my sign. I can't put it behind because my mic is over here, and I need to be able to try to catch audio. And Jeff's done this before. This isn't his first rodeo, so I'm sure he's gonna speak loud enough that we can hear.
Okay. Hold on 1 second. I gotta take care of these kids. Shut up. You're not gonna talk to them. Okay. All right. Andy, you ready?
Hey, brother. How you doing?
Good to see you.
We're live, by the way. How you doing?
Yeah, I need to go live here.
Is Abe doing anything on his channel?
Yeah, we're about to.
Okay.
I'm about to work that out.
All right. Yeah, I was just we're streaming on a couple channels here, so I think Heather's streaming on Justice. Where is it? Yeah. So.
Okay, Heather, I'm gonna use your.
Sorry, guys. Be with us. Be patient as we get all the logistics worked out here.
Yeah.
Jeff, that's the way my phone is every time I need to do something. It took me 10 minutes to pay for parking earlier. My phone didn't want to cooperate. It was like $5 to park for $5. That's it.
I paid 40.
I'm not. Yeah, I saw that valet parking. I'll park in the Capitol lawn before I pay a ticket for that. I'll pay a $40 ticket before I'm gonna pay $40 on the street, a couple blocks away. We had to walk, but I mean,
I would have jumped for joy for $5.
I was crying.
Oh my goodness.
It was $5 and change, like for 2 hours. Yeah, and then I was wondering we could have parked up in here somewhere, like pre-parked for the Capitol area or something. Welcome everybody, anybody new coming in, and yeah, please hit that like button if you haven't. Please share. You know, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, subscribe, join if you're able. Prayers for Gary for this event today, for all of everything going on, everybody involved, please.
Did you guys get the motion and everything that was sent with the press release?
Everybody get that?
Ooh, I guess my motion just went to the press. I'm good. That's awesome.
All right, y'all. Come on.
All right, let's go.
Come on in tight. Perfect. Good morning. We're thankful for y'all's presence. You know, I've been at these press conferences before where nobody shows up. So it's always good to see a few folks. I'm thankful for his family that is fighting so hard for Gary Wayne Sutton. You know, it's interesting when you get such a diverse group of people together fighting for a cause. I wanted to introduce everybody real quick. That way you got the names, spelling.
Heather Cohen, Nashville, Tennessee. H-E-A-T-H-E-R. C-O-A-P-N. Do I need to do that again?
That's good. My name is Reverend Dr. Jeff Hood, REVDRJEFFHOOD, and I'm in Little Rock, Arkansas. And I just wanted to begin by just kind of saying what I do. Heather is investigator on Gary's case. I, in the last couple of months, have had the privilege of becoming Gary's spiritual advisor. The work that I do is that I work with different people all over the country, some of whom are in situations like Gary, where there's conflict with attorneys, with the criminal justice system, others who are in just a difficult spot in that their execution is looming, still others that have been on death row for a while and they're simply interested in a spiritual relationship. So there's all sorts of things, I guess, that happen, all different ways of engagement. Part of my ethos in the work that I do is that you can't minister to just the spirit. You have to minister to the body as well, which means you can't just tell folks about and talk about saving the soul. You have to be interested in saving the body as well. I've said it many times in many places. If I was on death row and somebody came and wanted to get me saved and then said, well, wait a second, I'm also for the death penalty, it seemed to be much salvation in that. So again, my work is in total opposition to the death penalty, but also helping these guys come alive. These guys are human beings with the ability to make their own decisions. This conversation that we're having today is about agency. It's about the agency of Gary Sutton. It's about the agency of his family. It's about a way out of no way based on the system that he has been given, the representation that he's been given. And all that time has known that he is an innocent man. Imagine that. Sitting on death row for a crime that you know you didn't commit. Desperate for representation that will help you prove that you didn't commit a crime. And yet constantly having to fight and argue and go back and forth with that attorney, with that representation. When I first talked to Gary Sutton, you know, Gary's a country boy. There ain't no getting around that. First thing he told me was he liked the BBC. And I thought, oh, the BBC. Yeah, I know the BBC. I'm thinking about the BBC World Service. He said, boats, beer, and cars. I said, okay, well, let's roll with it from there. But just because Gary is a country boy, just because he's from East Tennessee, doesn't mean he's ignorant. It doesn't mean he's dumb. It doesn't mean he's disabled. You see, Gary is somebody who can make decisions for himself. This family right here, these folks ain't dumb. These folks ain't ignorant. They're here to support someone who can make decisions for themselves. We're talking about a family that can fight because they can make decisions for themselves. Surely, if the criminal justice system is anything, it is a space where the condemned should be able to make decisions for themselves. With that said, I'm going to read a statement directly from Gary, speaking about his desire to fire his attorney, Suzanne Bales. Attorney Suzanne Bales has never represented my best interests. I've had no input at any stage of the process. Rarely have I been able to get a copy of the appeals or briefs filed on my own behalf. Attorney Bales just wouldn't and won't involve me at all. I tried to give my brother power of attorney to see if he couldn't at least get me a few copies of all of my stuff. She denied him too. What type of lawyer refuses to give you copies of your own filings? Repeatedly, I've been left to feel like Attorney Bales is trying to get me executed. One of the few times that I actually got a copy of something that Attorney Bales filed on my behalf, I was able to get her on the phone briefly and said, I can see now why you didn't want me to read any of this mess, because you knew that I would have never gone for any of it. This district attorney wrote it. When I said that, she went off and said she didn't have anything else to say to me. How can an attorney tell their client that they won't talk to them? Basically, she slammed the phone down and called it quits. For 12 years, I didn't receive any communication from Attorney Bales at all. Literally no contact at all. I want to make sure that that's heard. I want to read that line one more time. For 12 years, I didn't receive any communication from Attorney Bales at all. Literally no contact. Attorney Bales missed filings, ignored deadlines, and cost me appeals because she refused to talk to me. So did Attorney Bales make any money for 12 years? She shouldn't have,
because she wasn't talking to her client. The bottom line is that Attorney Bales is not taking this case in a positive direction. Right now, all she wants to talk about, for me, is clemency. And I don't think anybody is going to get any action in that direction here in Tennessee. I'm innocent, and my attorney doesn't care. I can't just sit here and wait to be killed. I have to fight. I need an attorney who is going to be in my corner. Attorney Suzanne Bales isn't the one. Hell, it seems like she's just stalling until I get killed. This is why I filed a motion to fire Attorney Suzanne Bales and plan to move forward more successfully without her. I'll say this and then I'll pass it on to Heather. It's important to note that we're talking about 12 years. Can you imagine sitting on death row, fighting for your innocence and not hearing from your attorney for 12 years? I've heard the excuse, well, he wouldn't talk to me. It is your job to talk to him. It is your job to pursue him as much as you possibly can. It is your job to never stop. 12 years. 12 years. I don't know that any phrase is more helpful to describe the situation that this family and that Gary is in. 12 years.
Okay, we've heard 12 years a lot, and I want to make a point to make sure that you guys know that Suzanne's office has actually had the case for 30 years, not 12. She hasn't talked to him for 12, but they've had the case for 30. So I want to start by sharing with you an excerpt from a letter that Gary Sutton wrote to me in prison. He said, I got to the point that I stopped trying to tell people that I'm innocent because nobody seems to care. Thank you for listening and fighting for me. For the first time in 30 years, I have hope again. Gary Sutton's family hired me to find evidence to prove his innocence. And that's what I did. This is evidence that Sutton's attorneys failed to take initiative to get over the 30 years that they've had this case. It is evidence that would have made a difference at trial and would have been valuable for an appeal. I'm grateful to the Public Defender's Office here in Nashville, who represented Sutton's co-defendant, James Dillinger, until he died on death row last year. They were able to provide me with information that was helpful in determining the direction in which I went for my investigation to prove Gary's innocence. From the information that they gave me, combined with sworn statements from key witnesses in this case, I am confident enough to say that Gary Wayne Sutton is innocent, and the real perpetrator of this crime is Lester Johnson. The state of Tennessee owes it to Gary Sutton to exonerate him of all charges and release him from prison. Governor Bill Lee, to ask the simple question, do you want this innocent man's blood on your hands? I would like to have a chance to meet with you and show you all of the evidence that we have collected when Gary's petition makes it to your desk. At that time, I will show you indisputable facts of exculpatory evidence, witness tampering, and constitutional violations in this investigation. We ask that you, the public, help us save the life of this innocent man. Exonerate Gary Wayne Sutton.
Thank you, Carolyn.
Come on, Kevin.
I'll take
We got this.
I just want everybody to know that I've been with Gary through a lot of this, and he's innocent. I know it from the bottom of my heart. Everybody else knows it. Nobody wants to listen. I don't understand how you can take an innocent man's life like they did. He lost his family. He lost his daughter. He lost his whole life because they decided that that's who they wanted and they didn't want to look at anybody else. I didn't talk to Gary for like 20-something years, but when I got back in contact with him, I didn't know what kind of person he was going to be because of what he's been through. I mean, if I've been on death row like that, I would have anger in my heart and I would be mad. But when I talked to him again for the first time, he's the Gary that I've always known. He has the love in his heart. He doesn't hate. But somebody just needs to listen. I know for a fact in my heart, Gary Wayne Sutton is innocent. And I don't know what else to say. I don't understand how the state of Tennessee can let this man die for something that he didn't do. And the people that was involved, even the lawyers, the judges, the detectives, everybody, they know he was innocent, but they wouldn't pull him away from his co-defendant. Because if they had him, then they had no evidence on him, which they still didn't have any, but they wouldn't take him away from him because then they would have to let him walk. So I'm begging you, please, someone just pay attention and help us save Gary's life. Nobody wants to listen. We have things come. We hired Heather. We took Heather to the lawyer's office because we thought that was the thing to do, to let her know that Heather had found new evidence, but she didn't want to have anything to do with what Heather had found. She pretty much kicked her out of her office. We've had a witness that's come forward. We have jurors that's come forward, but they don't care. They don't want to listen to anything. So it's been hard. And just to try to fight for somebody like that, I mean, when I grew up, I was taught that the law protected you. They didn't protect Gary. They didn't protect him at all. I don't know what else to say. Is just please, somebody look at his story. Somebody read about it. Everything we say is not just what we've made up. It's in black and white. It's in the transcripts. It's in the motions. It's there. If you read it, you're thinking it's something that came out of a magazine, out of a novel or something. So it's been hard, and it's been hard on the family. Gary's lost his mom, his grandparents, cousins, friends. Well, he's been locked up. His dad is 94-year-old now. We don't know when he's going to get to see him again. So we're just begging, please look at this case, and he's innocent. And I know in my heart, I was with him that weekend. They want to portray that he was with his co-defendant all weekend. He was not. And my statement and me being an alibi for him back at that time didn't matter. They didn't care what he had more alibis than just me, but they didn't care. They didn't care that they were taking Gary's life. All they wanted was a conviction under their belt. And so he's the one that's paid for it. The detective even got up on the stand in line, and the judge told him, "You'll have to live with that." No, the detective has not had to live with that. Gary Wayne Sutton's had to live with that and his family. So please look at this.
I want to say one more thing. I think it's really important to acknowledge that Connie Branham and Tommy Griffin are the obvious victims in this unfortunate incident that occurred back in 1992. There are also less apparent victims in this, and that is James Dillinger, Gary Wayne Sutton, and their family and friends.
Let me just put to Tommy and Gary were best friends. Gary would have never hurt Tommy. And another line, he would never raise his hand or even hurt a woman. So that it's not his character. There was no motive. He had no motive. But they wanted it to be him because Tommy was his best friend. They were inseparable.
And Lester Johnson had motive and means to commit this crime.
I'll close this out by simply saying, "Come here. Where you going?"
Not that easy, Carolyn.
That's right. I'll close this out by simply saying that I feel very convicted about standing with this family. I hope that the people of Tennessee feel very convicted about standing with this family. Gary Sutton and his family shouldn't have to fight alone. They shouldn't have to consistently be making phone calls, begging to listen to the investigator that they hired, the investigator who's found new evidence. The logical question is, what's next? What's Gary going to do next? If Gary's able to go pro se, what's he going to do next? Well, he made a very interesting statement yesterday when I told him that question is going to be asked. And I said, what do you want to say? And he said, if I have to walk up to that execution chamber, I'm not going to walk up there with somebody who has obstructed my ability to prove my innocence for decades and decades. That is conviction. That is courage.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we stand with Gary Sutton. I believe that from this, Gary is going to be able to get new attorneys that will work with the investigator who has found new evidence, that will work with this family. And that's what we're fighting for. That's what we're here today for. Gary Sutton is innocent, and he deserves the means to be able to prove it. Thank y'all. Questions? We said a lot, so. Yes, ma'am.
Present your writing. I'm sorry, can you tell us your name and spell it? Carolyn, Carolyn, Miller, Miller.
She is she's a longtime friend of Gary's, and was with him the weekend that the incident happened, and has worked tirelessly. She got these shirts made. She was working on these signs when we got there last night. She made sure that these little boogers had a place to sleep tirelessly on Gary's back. And
I'm not alone. Everybody back here helped me. When I got back with Gary again, talking to him, and I saw that he didn't have any more appeals, I knew that I had to do something because I know he's innocent. So just started making phone calls and going that way about it, and these people have reached out. So yeah, we just need more people to reach out and help Gary.
And the truth is that neither one of us would be here if it wasn't for her. And she's kind of like God. You know when you start acting up and that little feeling gets inside of it that you ain't doing the right thing. She kept on calling me, writing me, messaging me, and I'm just so thankful for you, and so thankful for you. And this is she talks about Gary's army, and you're looking at Gary's army, and we're gonna keep fighting until he's out of there, out of Riverview.
How old is Gary now? How old is he?
57.
65.
Yeah, he was born in 65. He's 57. Yeah, and everything that they do on his birthday. Just let me say that. His birthday, they convicted him. His birthday, they gave him his execution date. So we're just kind of holding our breath for his birthday next year, hoping nothing else comes up on his birthday. Nothing bad. I mean, I would love to go pick him up and bring him home on his birthday.
That's right. Right. I thought about it, just about this, and I don't know if anybody else has anything to say, but I did want to mention this. The fact that I want to make sure it's heard, because everybody's going to say, oh, they just hate attorneys, they just hate Suzanne, they hate habeas attorneys, all this kind of stuff. Heather has worked with the Nashville office of the habeas unit, has had incredible success working with them, shared information. This isn't about any hatred for lawyers. This isn't about any hatred for habeas attorneys. This is about a situation where an attorney has not done her job.
What I hate is injustice. What I hate is injustice. People often say, you're against the prosecution, you're against law enforcement, so on and so forth. No, that's absolutely not correct. Wherever the justice is, that's where my heart aligns. Truth. My heart aligns with the truth, whichever side that's on. And in this case, it is not with the prosecution.
All right, y'all. Let's give them one good hold up on the signs. This guy has been chanting ever since Little Rock, Arkansas. Free Gary! Free Gary! Free Gary! Free Gary! Free Gary! Free Gary!
Free Gary. Free Gary. They just died. But
Thank y'all very much.
thank you guys.
Thank you.
You didn't say it.
But you guys saw, we'll get a camera flip right. You guys saw the news conference live. If you have not signed that petition, please do so. Go to change.org. Gary Sutton, there is links all over the descriptions in my channel for the petition. Please go sign the petition. We are here in Nashville. We are on the Capitol steps. So, it's time to get Gary some justice. Today is the day. Let's flood the phones of the governor's office. Let's flood the attorney general's office, anybody and everybody. I apologize for not having this in landscape mode. I tried to turn my phone. It said orientation locked. It wouldn't let me. So I'll have to try to figure that out another day. I will go back through comments and stuff. I appreciate. I saw a couple people that were new on here. I appreciate you guys so much for being here. I can't hardly see the comments stuff on my phone with the light and all that. When I get into some shade, I will read
Some cool stuff.
it's about Gary. We're here for Gary today. We're here for Gary this weekend. Even though we're making the trip, we're going to see some sights while we're up here, but we're also going to, sorry, they're trying to get camera shots and stuff here, guys. Okay. But appreciate everybody that's been here, guys. Everybody that signed the petition, all my mods that have been here. I'm sure you guys have been working hard because I can't see really the comments. I see a couple of itty bitty here and there with the shadows, but I really, really appreciate everybody here. It was awesome. They're going to do some interviews here, so I'm going to go ahead and cut this. And you guys, God bless, and we will be back throughout the day, off and on. I'll have some videos. I'll have a lot of Nashville footage that probably won't get put up till I get back home. But you guys have a blessed one. Thank you so much for every bit of support. It's awesome. This has just been an amazing experience. My first time ever having anything to do with anything like this, and it's somewhat overwhelming, but amazing at the same time. Thank you guys. God bless. The Rev Dr. Kev, and I am out.